Welcome back to another edition of Get Well Acadiana with Dr. Kevin. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. This is the show designed to change your health using the very latest in natural health care. My goal for this show is to do more than just be something interesting for you to listen to on your Saturday morning. My goal for this show every week is to show you that there are solutions for your health problems that you just don't know about, that no one has told you about. There are natural solutions out there that you may not realize could solve your health problems once and for all. But none of that matters if I don't also encourage you to take action to get yourself better. Not only do you need to know about the health problem, but you need to be willing to take action to try to solve that health problem, even if you feel like you've tried everything and nothing has worked. There may be other things out there. So I want to encourage you to keep looking for solutions to your underlying health problems. So that's what we come here and talk about every week on Get Well Acadiana. And I'm so glad you all have decided to join us. And I've got a new topic for you today that I wanted to go through that I'm hearing over and over again in my office this time of year. So every year around this time, I start hearing things like, Doc, I'm all flared up today. It's that pollen. Man, my sinuses are flared up today. It's that grass. I mowed the grass and I'm all flared up today. Or, yeah, that tree pollen's bad. My sinuses or my allergies are bad. I wanted to talk to you guys about allergies today. And here is the number one thing that I want you to take away from this show. If you don't remember anything else that I say today, it's this. And it's not actually just with allergies, it's lots of other health problems as well. So many times, patients have a tendency to blame their health problems on something outside of their body. It's just human nature. We don't want to admit that there's something wrong on the inside of us. It must be something outside of us. And nothing could be further from the truth. In other words, the patient will say, well, of course I have allergies. It's because that pollen is over there is bad. Or, yeah, that tree pollen's bad today. I'm all flared up. Or I mowed the grass and my sinuses are stuffy. Am I the only person that doesn't make sense, that a human and a tree could not be in the same area without health problems? Or a human and a grass cannot coexist in the same area without a health problem? Humans and grass and trees have been together and coexisted for millennia. Why now, all of a sudden, is that a problem? Am I the only one that thinks that's kind of silly? And it is silly when you think about it. But it's human nature to say, it's not me. There's nothing wrong with me. It's that tree's fault. It's that grass's fault causing my health problems. If it wasn't for that tree, my health would be great. It really is, when you think about it, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's really kind of silly. If humans were allergic to trees, every human that went around trees would have a health problem. If humans were allergic to flowers, every human that went around a flower would have the problem. And I don't have that problem. When I walk into trees or flowers, I don't have anything go wrong at all. But someone else might. So it's not the tree's fault or the flower's fault. Could it be that something is malfunctioning inside your body? Could it be that your body is so overly irritated and keyed up, or that their particular body is so close to already going over the threshold of a flare-up that the least little addition to their system causes the immune system to go rampant? Doesn't that make a lot more sense? And I hear this with other problems as well, other health problems. They'll go, well, yeah, of course I get headaches. It's my job. It's because of my job. Well, hold on. If your job caused headaches, everyone with that job would have headaches. But the truth is, there's something wrong inside of your body that can't handle doing that job, and that's why it causes headaches. But it's human nature to want to blame your health problem on that thing over there. It's not me, it's that thing causing my health problems. And doesn't that seem kind of silly when we really think about it? But people go on for years with this line of thinking and end up taking more and more medication for more and more symptoms to the point now America now consumes over 50% of the pharmaceutical drugs on planet Earth, yet we are only 4% of the world's population. We have more hospitals and doctors than any other country in the world, and we spend more on healthcare than most of the developed world combined, yet China and Cambodia have a longer life expectancy than we do. Some places in Cambodia, they might be miles from any healthcare, yet they outlive us. So I want you to rethink this blame that thing over there mentality. It's important that you look for inward reasons why you're having health problems. There's something malfunctioning inside your body that's causing that tree to irritate it. And with allergies specifically, and we're going to get into all this today, but with allergies, the problem is the body is already so internally keyed up and inflamed. The body already has so many internal irritants that it lives barely under the threshold of symptoms. So when you add the least little additional irritant, it crosses the threshold and symptoms show up. So the key to treating allergies naturally is to calm the entire internal systems of the body down to the point where they're not already so inflamed and keyed up that the least little thing can cross the threshold and symptoms can occur. Because allergies don't affect everyone. That's because not everyone's body is so hyper irritable, hyper inflammatory, that when you walk into a field of flowers, you start sneezing and coughing and your sinuses flare up. Now, granted, the number of allergies has doubled in the last 2 decades. So in the last 20 years, the number of people that have allergies have doubled. The trees haven't changed. The trees haven't gotten more poisonous. The grass hasn't changed. It hasn't gotten more irritable. We have the same grass and trees we've had for millennia. We have changed. Our internal body is more polluted and irritated than ever before in the history of mankind. That's why allergies have doubled in the last 2 decades. We have gotten worse. The trees haven't gotten worse. And the truth is, sinus and allergy problems can be solved naturally by lowering your body's threshold to irritation, internally calming down the irritation and inflammation in the body. And we have multiple ways to do this, and we're going to get into that on the show today. But if this sounds like something that you've been looking for, if you're sitting there saying this makes more sense than anything I've heard in a long time, I'd be happy to give you a call Monday personally and talk to you about my methods and your health problems and see if I think they might be a fit. We can have a little 5-minute phone conversation about my methods and what's going on with you and what I think I might be able to do to get you some help. And if I don't think I can help you, I won't waste your time. So if you want me to call you back Monday, obviously I'm not at work today, but you can call my office and leave your name and number on my voicemail at my office, and I will personally call you back when I get some time Monday. The phone number is 837-7174. Just leave your name on the machine and say, I'd like Dr. Kevin to call me back about my health problems, and I'll call you when I can Monday. That number's 837-7174, and I've got a lot more on the other side of this short break, so don't go away. Welcome back to Get Well Acadiana with Dr. Kevin. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, before break, I was trying to make the point that health problems are internal, not external problems. There is nothing outside of your body that can cause you health problems unless there's something wrong inside your body. The only real solution for you to ever regain your health is to figure out what that internal problem is. And you also have to come to the realization that that's the facts, that it's nothing external, it's something internal. So, we treat sinus and allergy problems from a totally different perspective than anything that you've ever been exposed to. Because, like I said, the real reason for sinus and allergy problems is because your internal system is already so close to that upper threshold of irritation that the least little thing, the least little irritation added to the system, and boom, symptoms start to occur. Now, if we can lower that threshold of your body so that you're not already almost at irritation, you can go walking into a field of flowers and enjoy it like everyone else. You can walk around a tree for goodness sakes and not start sneezing and coughing. I just always think that is so funny that a human is allergic to a tree. I've always thought that was so silly. A human and grass cannot coexist without problems. There's nothing outside of your body that can cause an internal health problem unless there's already something wrong with the internal parts of your body, with the internal systems. It's not the grass's fault. It's not the tree's fault. It's something inside your internal body that's already so irritated they cannot deal with the least little addition to the system. And if we can internally calm down your inflammatory systems, if we can internally lower your body's threshold to irritation, we can solve this. I've even heard people say like, "Well, of course I have allergies. I live in Louisiana." Like Louisiana is an allergy or something. I just don't get that. It's just crazy, guys, when you really think about it. It's not how the body works, and that's just the facts. It's not the tree's fault, it's not the grass's fault, and it's not Louisiana's fault. There's something internal. And until we figure out what that is, you can never achieve permanent relief. But get this, 50 million Americans now experience allergies. They're the sixth leading cause of chronic illness in the United States. There are 200,000 visits to the emergency room every year because of allergies. It costs over $40 billion a year, and we're still blaming a tree. Nothing is being done to help these people permanently, so I thought it was time for me to speak up. That to me, if someone has allergies, that actually tells me there's a lot deeper issues going on with that person's body. If someone comes in and says, I just have chronic allergies and I've always been, allergic to a lot of things. To me, that's a red flag that says this person has some real internal issues. There's a lot going on internally with this person's body. And I bet if we checked, their inflammation level is probably through the roof. And remember, inflammation is the precursor to almost every other chronic disease, including heart disease and cancer and diabetes and several others. But inflammation is not a cause. Something causes the inflammation, which causes the disease. So, all doctors now are saying, well, inflammation is the cause of disease. Well, just like trees don't cause allergies, inflammation itself is not a cause. Inflammation, your body is inflamed for a reason. And that's because our internal system is dealing with more than ever before in the history of mankind. And remember, inflammation is a precursor to all of these other things. So we have to find out what's causing the inflammation and get that out. Allergies are a sign that there's probably a lot going on that hasn't been detected yet in the body. Now, we're also finding that patients have a ton of food intolerances and allergies these days. One of the tests we do in our functional medicine protocols is that we test our patients for 96 different food items to see if there are any underlying food allergies or intolerances in the body. And many times we find multiple food intolerances and allergies going on in patients that are sick and they've lost their health. And keep in mind, if you're eating food that you're intolerant and allergic to, and you don't realize that, then that's one of those things that's keying up and irritating the internal part of your body. And then when you go around a tree, it adds to that, and now it's the tree's fault. When actually, partially, it might have been the food allergies as well, adding to the system. So all of this needs to be looked at. But again, allergies and intolerances are a sign of larger problems going on under the surface. And we take a card and we put 5 little drops of blood on it and send it to a lab, and the lab sends us back a chart that has 96 different food items on it. And we can figure out if there's any undetected food intolerances and allergies that are creating some of this irritation and inflammatory process, that when you get exposed to a tree, it's just one more allergen and puts the body over the threshold. So obviously, you could see this is complicated, a lot more complicated than just take Zyrtec. We have to figure out everything that's going on in the body that's causing all of these irritation and inflammatory processes, and then start to reduce them as effectively as we possibly can. And the next thing that I wanted to talk to you about today that's related, and you may not know this, but autoimmune diseases. Autoimmune diseases and allergies are cousins. You may not realize that, but autoimmune disease means that your body's own internal system, your own immune system, is attacking and killing part of your own body. So if your immune system attacks your joints, you have rheumatoid arthritis. If it attacks your colon, you have Crohn's. If it attacks your nerves, you have MS or multiple sclerosis. If it attacks your thyroid, you have Hashimoto's thyroid disease. Autoimmune disease means that your immune system's own killer cells are attacking part of your own normal tissue. Now, when we get back from this next break, I'm going to talk to you about the relationship between allergies and autoimmune diseases because, like I said, they're kind of cousins as a way of, saying this where it kind of makes sense to you. If you have allergies, that's not too far of a leap difference from autoimmune reactions. So if you have allergies, it's more and more allergies, that's something that we need to figure out sooner rather than later. And if this sounds like something that makes sense and you want to see if my methods might be right for your individual health problems, you're more than welcome to call my office at 837-7174 and leave your name and number on my machine. And I would love to give you a call Monday and personally talk to you to see if I think my methods might be right for you. My purpose for doing this is to try to help as many people as I possibly can experience a healthier life. Like I said, I don't want to just come on here and be something fun to listen to. I want to try to help people. I want to try to help as many people as I possibly can get over the stuff they're dealing with as naturally as possible. So we could have a little 5 or 10 minute phone conversation about what's going on with you and how my methods might be able to help. And if I don't think I can help you, I won't waste your time. So you can call 837-7174. That's 837-7174. Leave your name on the machine and I'll give you a call back Monday. Now, when we get back from break, you're going to be amazed at the connection between allergies and autoimmune reactions and how those two things are sort of related in a roundabout way. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Get Well Acadiana with Dr. Kevin. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. We're going deep today, guys. We are getting to the heart of the matter on the show today. We're going deep philosophical, natural healthcare discussions today, ladies and gentlemen, and we are getting to the heart of the underlying issues in your body. Health problems are not caused by something outside the body. They're caused by malfunctions inside the body, and it's very important that you don't blame your health problems on that thing over there. Oh, my job is causing my headaches. Oh, that tree is causing my allergies. Nothing outside of your body is causing an internal health problem unless there's already something malfunctioning on the inside of your body. So it's very important that you understand not to blame your health problems on that thing. Because remember, if one finger is pointing away, 3 are pointing back at you. So it's really something that you want to pay attention to. Health problems are caused by malfunctions inside the body, not things outside your body. And right before break, I was discussing the connection between allergic reactions and autoimmune reactions. Now, these are distant cousins. Now, for some reason, we don't really think of allergic reactions as a big deal. Oh, I have allergies, kind of blow it off, nonchalant, not a big deal. Yeah, I have allergies all the time. It's because the pollen. Yeah, it's pollen time of year. I'm doomed to suffer this time of year. But autoimmune reactions are, well, that's a more serious problem in people's minds. But that may not actually be the case. These two problems are closer related than what you might think. So follow me on this. An allergic reaction, meaning pollen, trees, grass, whatever, an allergic reaction is an abnormal immune system reaction to something outside your body. An autoimmune reaction, meaning rheumatoid arthritis, Hashimoto's, Crohn's disease, MS, these are deadly diseases. But an autoimmune reaction is an abnormal immune system reaction to something inside your body. So an allergy, immune system reacts to something outside your body it's not supposed to. Autoimmune reaction, your immune system reacts to something inside your body that it's not supposed to. So an allergic reaction and an autoimmune reaction are not that far apart. The problem with that is that you can't separate yourself from whatever's causing the autoimmune reaction because it's your own body. You can separate yourself from trees and grass, as unfortunate as that is. You can get rid of the cat if that's causing an abnormal reaction to cats, but you can't get rid of whatever's causing this abnormal immune reaction to your own cells. But they are cousins. They are distant cousins if you think about it. If you're having allergies, that means that your immune system is starting to have abnormal reactions. And doesn't it make sense that that's not too far of a leap for it to start having abnormal reactions to things inside your body? Think about that for a second. Allergies need to be looked at naturally with a program like ours, because if you're allergic to everything, if your immune system is already so keyed up that you can't go around a tree, it's not too big of a leap to say your immune system is going to continue to get irritated and decide your joints are abnormal or your thyroid is abnormal, or worse yet, your nerves are abnormal and you end up with some of these autoimmune diseases. So the work we do with allergies is to lower the body's internal irritation to these systems. It's all about getting the body's own natural internal environment healthier and less irritable and calmer. Guys, there are now 188 known immune diseases, and it's growing every year. Because listen, our immune systems are so confused, and our bodies are so irritated and inflamed and polluted that our immune systems can't even realize what it's supposed to attack and what it's not supposed to attack anymore. You know, we've killed every little thing that comes along with antibiotics for the last 60 plus years now. And that has caused our immune system to get weaker and more confused, and the bacteria and bugs to get stronger and more resistant. And all of this, you have all of these these resistant, like staph and strep and all of these antibiotic resistant bacteria. You know, we've killed every little thing that comes along with antibiotics for the last 60 plus years. And that has caused our immune system to get weaker and more confused, and the bacteria and bugs to get stronger and more resistant. You know, we now have all of these resistant bugs, this MRSA and staph and strep and all of these really resistant bacteria. The bacteria are getting smarter, stronger, and more resistant. And our internal body is getting weaker and more confused and more polluted and more irritated. And from a natural healthcare perspective, this is like watching two trains on the same track come together at full speed. This is going to come to a head one day, and I think it's already happening. You know, we have more of these resistant bacteria that they don't know what to do with. It's causing sometimes people to even lose limbs and have to have, like amputations and things like that. We've got to change our philosophy when it comes to health and disease. We have to figure out what we have to do to get our internal systems strong and calm and reactive the way they're supposed to be reactive. Not so keyed up and hyper irritable that they respond to the least little thing that comes along like a tree. You know, if we were to ask people, what are the top 2 or 3 killers in America? Everyone you talk to would say, well, cancer and heart disease. And that is true, but cancer gets grouped into one category called cancer. When it comes to autoimmune diseases, they get broken to their individual diseases, not grouped as an autoimmune group. If you were to look at the statistics of autoimmune diseases grouped together in one lump sum like they do cancer, you would be alarmed at how common this has become. But the truth is, our bodies are turning against itself at an alarming rate. Our immune system can't even determine what's us and what's not us. And no one is talking about this. An autoimmune disease means that your body is having an abnormal immune system reaction to something inside your body, your own tissues. An allergy means that your body is having an abnormal response to something outside of your body, like a tree. And in both cases, the immune system and the internal defense mechanisms of the body are having abnormal responses. And when we get back from this next break, I'm going to talk to you about what causes these abnormal responses and what we can do to try to get those better. But if this makes sense to you and you think that my methods might be able to help you, I would love to have a conversation with you Monday to see if my methods would be right for you. My purpose is to help as many people as I possibly can not continue to go down this hopeless road of chronic disease, symptoms, and disability. So all you have to do is call my office at 837-7174. Leave your name and number on the machine. I'll call you back Monday to see what I can do for you. The number is 837-7174. We're going to talk about what we do about all this right after this next break. So come right back. Welcome back to Get Well Acadiana with Dr. Kevin. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. We've been discussing allergies and autoimmune diseases on the show today. And if you're just tuning in, we've been saying that allergies are not caused by something outside your body. They're caused by something inside your body. And that it's not that tree over there or everyone around that tree would experience what you're experiencing. Health problems are not caused by something outside of your body. They're always caused by something wrong inside your body. We're finding more and more diseases have some connection to the immune system if you dig deep enough. If you follow many disease processes far enough upstream, which is what functional medicine is all about, try to get as far upstream as you can. But if you follow many of today's disease processes all the way upstream and you keep digging in the body to find out the underlying causes, many, many times it turns out somehow there was an immune component to many of today's complicated health problems. Allergies are an abnormal immune system reaction to something outside of your body. Autoimmune reactions are an abnormal immune system reaction to something inside your body, but they're both abnormal reactions of your body to something that's supposed to be normal. And at the end of that last segment, we were just getting into the discussion of what it is in the body that's causing these abnormal reactions. What is it that has so polluted and irritated the inside of people's bodies that a tree can send it over that threshold to irritation, or that something like grass can send it over the top and now they're sneezing and coughing as if that were something they're not supposed to be around? The truth is, our bodies are dealing with more than ever before in the history of mankind. The average American now eats 14 pounds of toxins, chemicals, pesticides, and preservatives every year. To give you a visual on that, you know when we were kids, Mom had that big box of Tide washing powder that was like 2 foot by 3 foot with the handle on top? That's like 12 pounds. So imagine if I brought that box of soap over to your house for each one of your family members, every child, even the baby from birth, with some spoons. And I said, I need you to spoon feed this big box of soap to your baby and to your 4-year-old and to your 6-year-old and to your teenager and to each parent. I need you to spoon feed them this box of soap this year from birth, and I'm going to bring you another one year after year after year. You would never do that. It's already happening. The average American eats 14 pounds of chemicals, pesticides, toxins, and preservatives every single year of their life from the time they are born. They tested the cord blood of over 200 infants, and they found very harmful industrial chemicals in every baby's cord blood that they tested. We have these genetically modified foods that are not what they used to be. The wheat that we eat now is not the wheat that Grandma ate. They've took a perfectly healthy wheat plant or soybean plant, doesn't matter. And on one end, we think they spliced part of a virus on the genetic structure. So you have a part DNA of wheat or a soybean, and you have the part DNA of a virus. And on the other end, we think they may have spliced a bacteria. So you have part virus, part bacteria, part soybean, and they call that Roundup Ready, genetically modified, and it's promoted as the best thing to come along. And the reason they do that is so you can spray more Roundup on it and it won't kill it. That's what we're eating. Our systems are totally confused. We have more stress than ever before in the history of mankind, putting our bodies into a chronic state of fight or flight. We're not sleeping well because we're so stressed out about everything under the sun. We have these resistant bacteria that have infected us that people don't even know they have, called stealth infections. Our digestive systems are a complete wreck. We have patients with leaky gut syndrome and acid reflux disease. We're not digesting our food like we should, so we're not getting nutrients. And the food that we are eating is completely void of enzymes and phytonutrients. I could go on, but our systems are completely overwhelmed. And we say that tree is causing us to be sick. It's not. There's something wrong inside our internal bodies. And the reason is our bodies are so irritated. Our internal body is so keyed up and inflamed that something as simple as grass can send it into overdrive. And we have to figure out what that is or what those things are and get rid of them if you're ever going to be a healthy person. The truth is, it's never just one thing. It's a series of things. There's usually multiple things going wrong in the body. And in natural health care, it's all about figuring out what these problems are. And then we ask ourselves this question, and I talk about this all the time on the show. This is the most important question in my practice. Why are the cells doing what they're doing? And is there anything we can do to get those cells to work better? Why is the body doing what it's doing? And what can we do to make the body work better? And the truth is, the answer is lots of things. There's lots of things you can do to make your cells and body and tissues work better and be healthier and less inflamed and less irritated. And if we can do that, we can lower that threshold of the body being in a constant state of irritation and inflammation. If we can calm down these immune system overreactions, then you can go around trees and you can go around grass and you can live in the state of Louisiana without these overreactions in the body. Well, if you think that these ideas and these concepts sound like something that might be right for you, you're welcome to call my office at 837-7174 and leave your name and number on my machine. I will personally call you back Monday to see if I think my methods might be right for you. If I don't think I can help you, I won't waste your time. That number's 837-7174. That's 837-7174. Thank you all. Have a great weekend.